You hold grudges?
I know. I tend to really let things go.
You do?
Yeah, for the most part.
I need help with that.
I really do. And Melissa and I were just talking about this on the airplane. She was like, how do you let things go? Because you're really good at this. And I'm like, she's like, why do you don't, she says, I don't care, right? Which I do. She says, I think that you need to get tested for testosterone because she thinks that I have testosterone. And so we were trying to find physicians here, funnily, who we could ask if they could testosterone test me because she thinks that I'm not, I'm not.
We just
feminine enough.
Yeah. Welcome to Less Than 1% podcast. Today, I have a special treat. I'm actually on site in Chicago at the Hilton. We're doing, I was a participant and also, I guess, I'm kind of one of the originators
you are.
of the Brilliance event. And Apryl, you came and gave a lot of knowledge and inspiration to a lot of leaders. And, there are so many people here, people who, and we'll get to your story, but there's so many people who are just starting out, right? They're just starting out. They don't know what they're going to do. They kind of feel like they want to impact the world. And then there's some people who have been doing it for a while that are just stale, right? And, they're just bogged down with everything. So I appreciate you. But I'm gonna because I kind of cheated and already saw you on stage and already heard some of your stuff. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to cheat and go right to the heart of a question. So we ask everybody on the podcast a question, and it's, what's your superpower?
Ooh.
Now I'll let you think while I ramble. It can't be I'm on time. It can't be I'm a good friend. It has to be something that only you can do. And when you do it, you have all the energy in the world. So it has to be something unique to you. It can't just be something regular.
It can't be something regular?
Yeah. So let me let you think.
Oh, can I say I don't know.
Well, just say it. You don't have to. Yeah, don't edit it.
My superpower is that I'm a mirror reflector.
Okay, explain. Tell me more.
That whoever I encounter, or that if I have the opportunity to, outside of surface being, like getting to know, like if I was to get to know you past beyond the surface, if I spent enough time with someone, I'm able to kind of show people the things that they're most afraid of, that they run away from, by talking about my life and me being vulnerable, that they feel safe enough to kind of speak about their lives, and then also see how they should kind of move in this life and what opportunities they've missed. Or
you just got super deep. I was trying to make you go deep, but this is deeper than that.
So I feel like I've been that to people, and sometimes it's always not served me well. I've lost people in my life because of that, but then I've seen what good I've done too. So
yeah, so you think making people recognize things that they wouldn't normally recognize.
Yeah, and living this life really to the fullest, right? Because I think a lot of fear resides in a lot of us with a lot of things. Yeah. And so if I can be that to call out that dynamic, if I see that within you and I see more in the potential, I'm going to say it.
Do you have a base energy? Let me explain.
Okay, I was like, hold on, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yep.
I'm going deep. You went deep, so now I'm deep in it. So like my base energy is anger. When I'm angry, I get super efficient. I get dialed in. I'm like, like I can stay up for 3 days and do stuff.
I know my base energy.
Okay, what's your base energy?
Surviving.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't explain.
I think that I operate the best in certain areas where I know that I just have to survive. Like there is no quitting. There is no giving up. There is no making excuses. There is no punking out. There is no letting someone defeat me. Even if I don't think I'm going to be the greatest at something, which is cool because I'm okay with humbling myself because I know I'm not. I'm still going to be great at whatever it is that I do, even in that failure. So I do believe like surviving, being in a space where I've come from nothing. I mean, I was raised in the projects of Cincinnati. I wasn't raised by my mom or my dad when I was younger, and having to come out of that and to see who I am now and how much love I have to give to people. And I could have completely turned out to be the opposite is like a real testament.
Wow. So we already have another connection because I went to school in the nasty.
That's
in
nasty
the nasty natty. Yeah, I remember I lived right by the zoo.
Okay, so I lived on North Leggett.
Okay.
Valley Homes.
I never knew that they had different species of roaches in Cincinnati the way they do. They got the big ones that do the push-ups.
They do.
And then they got the little itty bitty ones.
They do, and I was raised with the roaches.
Are you eat White Castle still?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really eat it, or you just?
I really eat it.
You like it?
Mm-hmm. I like the number one, the 4 cheeseburgers with the French fries and the cheese sauce and a Coca-Cola
on the bed of onions. Oh my goodness! Oh,
I really do actually like. I'm a fan of. It tears my stomach up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Yeah. So I love your philosophy. Of course, went and biopsied you. I did the gram and I did the the history just to try to understand you a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But you believe I love the way you view healthcare as more health, right?
Yes.
Because I'm always trying to tell people healthcare is when you're sick. Like, how can you bring, healthy habits and healthy mindset so that you don't get sick? By the time you need me as a doc, it's too late. So what made you focus on health?
Oh, as I was sharing, at your event, health has always been important for me, just from the mental standpoint of like working out. I've realized it releases aggression.
Yeah.
But I really feel like when I lost my dad was when I saw how unhealthy I truly was. I think I had been masking a lot of things in my life, like a lot of the anger, the resentment, the frustration, all the trauma, the wounds that I had experienced as a kid. It came out when he passed because I realized, I don't have another opportunity it was done. What's done is done, right? And so I realized at that moment, like, all right, it's you in this bottle, right? And so I had a relationship with alcohol, a very close one, and it scared me. It scared me a lot. And I could see myself when I looked at myself in the mirror, it was gray. My eyes was yellow, because I had been drinking. And I was like, you got to make a real decision here, like, because you about to die. Like it got to that. So I felt like at that moment, I chose my health. I chose me. I chose to show up for my children differently, right? And I was like, okay, like grieving is a normal part of life.
Right.
But this can't be the way out.
You're open with that.
Yeah.
Very open with that. Is that purposeful? Are you open with that because it helps you, remember that time? Because I kind of, with all the hurt that I feel from you now with that time, knowing my personality, I wouldn't want to tell anybody.
Well, I think it also can help someone to, and I think it would allow someone to not feel alone and to know that it's okay to have those moments where you do choose the bottle and it's okay to be human, but it's also okay to feel that for a bit, but not make the excuse to stay stuck there. Yeah. And so if my story can inspire someone to really choose a better, healthy way of living for oneself, because again, I am in the medical field. So who am I to sit here and say to people, get right and health is this and that, and I'm not really living that. Yeah. I believe that I have to be a product of that. And I don't have a problem speaking about my life and what I've gone through. I think we're human beings. And I think that all of this is a part of life. Yeah. And, I didn't know how I was going to respond to my dad passing, and it was awful, but a lot of good came out of it. Like, I'm the most healthiest that I've ever been. I can sit here and speak with you now at this Brilliance event and be around other women who are incredible and share my story amongst these women. And, because I've chosen to commit to health.
The lineup today was crazy. I every time I listened to somebody, I was like, okay, that's cool. All right, I got that knowledge. And then somebody else would drop something, and you would drop something.
Yeah, but I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
To flip.
Okay.
Because I don't really have a lot of backstory on Brilliance.
Okay.
And like kind of essentially what got you and led you into this, because I saw you on stage and he you are very emotional about what it is that you do. You know, like you were speaking and you almost were in tears.
You caught it.
And so I did. And you know, that moment when you pause, like,
yes,
and having to recalibrate, that comes from somewhere. So I'm curious to know, like, what led you into this, and then what is that emotion that you have so deeply?
Yeah, so I think so. I'm Jamaican. So
okay.
Y'all know how. We out there, and so for me, I think I'm an emotional person. You know, like we talked a little bit. I've been through a roller coaster of experiences, just like you have.
Yeah.
And they all come together to make you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're going through them, you don't really understand them. And I think I'm in a space right now where, again, just to be honest, there's not a lot of Black people, not a lot of women. There's not a lot of diversity in general.
Yeah.
And I walk in the room still, and that's why I wrote a book about it. I mean, I walk in the room still, and I don't know. I feel like you see my personality.
Yeah.
I belong everywhere.
For sure.
Nobody has to make me belong, but I know that they're looking at me sideways. And so I can imagine, and maybe I'm projecting. I got a 19-year-old daughter who's amazing. She plays basketball at Boston College. She wants to go to medical school. She's got EQ. My son is amazing too, but I know that for women, she's going to encounter some situations that people are going to treat her a certain way, not because of the content of her character, but because she's female and because she's a Black female on top of that.
Yep.
And remember, my base energy is anger. And so I want to kill those. No. Don't come after me, folks. But
I mean, that's a real feeling.
Yeah. So the feeling, when I was talking about Brilliance and Tennille and I brought it to Tennille and I said, I want to do this. And it was weird because I'm a dude. Like, why do you want to do this? I said, because I really feel like the future of healthcare is female, is women.
Yeah.
You all as women are more in tune to your mental health, your physical health, your screenings, like all of the things that you guys do. Men typically work and die. We only get care usually when something goes wrong, and so that's why I really wanted to do it. And when I was up there, I didn't expect it. We also didn't know how many people were going to come. And we saw the registrations.
Yeah.
We're working with you, trying to get the different people there, the amazing people. And then finally I saw the room and it's like, there's 250 women here who are all
beautiful,
glued to what y'all were talking about. And then I also got the message that you all said as I was speaking, or, they're sort of coming through me, and yeah, I lost it. But then I'm mad at myself.
Yeah.
I was raised old school and dudes aren't supposed to cry. And so as soon as I start to feel that,
the tear, I don't think the tear came.
No, me and the tear fought.
Yeah, I could feel it, but I'm like, man, it was really nice to see that, emotion with how much this means to you.
Yeah, because just like you said, when you said you could help people, if at the end of the day, we just impact one person's life. Like, a lot of people like, I want to impact 100,000 people, 1 million people. It's just one. If one person that watches this changes direction, it's worth it.
Yeah. And you showed a picture of how you want that to look, the diversity.
Yeah.
And that was what was in that room.
Yeah.
So you're doing it, I just want to give you your flowers while I'm sitting here, because I think he's incredible. And I'm just happy that I was brought in to be able to speak to some of these doctors. They were great. I mean,
no, I appreciate it. I think honestly though, and you tell me, I know you walk through the halls and talk to different people.
Yeah.
I think people are surprised by your story. I think they were surprised by how connected you are to healthcare. And you have amazing energy, but I think it's more than just, they saw that connection.
Well, I will say this. A lot of people came to me because, they've watched me on reality TV and they're like, girl, wait a minute. Honey, you in healthcare. Can we take a picture? I'm like, yeah, come on. And then, we had the banter and they're like, I did not know that. I'm like, it's so interesting. And I never meant, I don't ever want to SHIT on any of the reality because that's a blessing, but they never showed that. I was pregnant and working while I was filming that show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Providing for my family, So it's just crazy to me that, like, why would you not want to show what is a positive thing as a Black woman who is really doing something, who went to school, and I'm not just some face on TV.
Right.
They made me look like I was just somebody's girlfriend, and that's fine. I can be that too. But I have a level of success. I've worked hard to get to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool to hear these women just say, like, yo, we're proud of you. Like, we didn't even know. And like, I feel like I belong because I live in LA, it's entertainment. And so and I work in an outpatient center. So I have my tribe in the outpatient center, but this feels really nice to be able to have dialogue with all sorts of women who are involved in healthcare. But yeah, it made me smile because I got to hear a lot of really nice positive things from people that did not, they even told me, we placed you in the box too. We did not know.
Well, I mean, since we're being vulnerable.
You placed me in a box.
No.
Oh.
No, and that's why I wanted, when we talked about, I talked to Melissa about you coming.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense to me. And some people were like, how does this fit? How does this fit? And the reason, just the fact that they asked that made me more motivated to say, you need to come and talk. Because if they're asking, how does that fit? That means that they already have an idea. And how many times have we come up there on that stage? I've been in this hotel like 8 times, giving information to people about healthcare and nothing moving the dial. You can say one thing. Now, for whatever reason that people grab onto you and hold onto you, that maybe is not as fruitful as you say, as maybe a conversation here.
Yeah.
But you have the pulse of people. If you said right now you need to go get screenings for X or whatever, they would go do it.
Yeah.
They would go do it. And that's the piece that I think healthcare is missing, is we live in this silo, but we don't look at these other aspects. And you know what? Reality TV, hey, some people love it, some people hate it. But if somebody says something on reality TV,
people are going to follow that trend.
They're going to follow that trend.
Exactly.
And so why can't we create those same trends for positive than it is, for maybe some of the negative reasons?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, when you think about what we do, we're really bringing people together that probably don't go together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hollywood.
Yeah.
And doing an ultrasound.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, when I was standing outside of work and I did that video. It was a quick video, not even knowing that it was going to go viral. Really just speaking about like, hey, I'm back in the working field. I love what I do. I'm working with patients right now, all of these things. And then the video went viral and people are like, wait a minute, you're working?
You're
and
legit.
Like, and of course you get some people that are like, well, she ain't got no money, see, da, da, da. And it's like, it has nothing to do with that. Like, I actually like what I do.
So you started a company though, right? Did you start right after the pandemic? I read something that you were doing like ultrasounds and...
Yeah, so I ended up kind of merging with the midwife who delivered my babies.
Yeah.
So she has a practice called graceful birthing. And so we would just take patients, people who just needed ultrasounds or people who were sick. We would give IVs, all sorts of stuff. We were running that clinic during that time because healthcare was important and people weren't able to get into certain hospitals with everything that was going on.
Right.
And, people were pregnant during that time.
Yeah.
It was a scary time for people. So we gave back to the community. No charge, all the things. She would just call me, hey, I need you to do these scans. Hey, and I'm like.
Do you ever find anything? Like you ever do a scan and look at it, you're like,
yeah.
I don't
and
know. I don't know what it is, but it ain't right.
Yeah, for sure. But for sure. So I worked at Northwestern Memorial, right? Yeah. And I studied under Dr. Ellen Mendelsohn, who was like the breast guru. And at first she was really hard on me, really hard. And then she started to see that I had an eye for the things that I saw. And a lot of times she trusted my instinct. And a lot of those times what I found was definitely breast cancer. And so I'm so grateful to her for her level of trust in me. And believing in my eye, because it really takes a skill to do sonography. But there have been times when I'm like, I just know it. And I have that gut feeling. And I'm like, I think we do need to biopsy. She's like, do you? And I'm like, no, I think we should really do that. Yeah. And she's done it. And she comes back and she's like, what the heck? And so she would ask me to, and then she would just ask me to stay afterwards and be like, no, I'd rather her kind of sit in with me. So I'm grateful to her for that training and for that time.
So 20 years from now, right?
Yeah.
20 years from now, what does that look like? I mean, if you had to predict or if you had to say, here's the trajectory for Apryl, what would that look like?
I think I really want to start doing more of this, like speaking to the younger kids and people in colleges, and because by that time I should be retired from certain things, I would hope. And I hope I ain't telling y'all my age, but I definitely want to get to a place where I'm just inspiring and building up the world, because I feel like we are in some times. And things are changing, and like I feel like we're losing empathy for one another and compassion for each other, and human connection feels like it's just being pulled further and further apart. I mean, we're stuck in our phones. I watch people that sit at restaurants that don't even talk to their families. Like, I just think it's important that we kind of find that way back to, integrating human connection.
Yeah, I think it's huge. And it's funny how when you do talk to somebody, we talk Cincinnati, just boom, just off a conversation,
right?
Or Jessica Shepard, Toronto, like right. All of a sudden you have these connections with people and you realize that they're actually real.
Right.
And that, it's funny, like I'm in so many different spaces. I have healthcare, big time healthcare leaders, athletes,
right?
Football players, basketball, then entertainers, and it's like when you sift through it, we're all just regular people
Humans.
Looking to make impact.
Really?
And I think sometimes we get lost in our roles and our titles.
Yeah.
And lose
I
that
think so
focus.
too. Yeah. So when did you feel like you wanted to be, I mean, I know you obviously want to make an impact, like you said, but like that you knew that this was, because we were talking before the cameras went on about how you were, you thought you were going to be doing music, and then that fell through, and then you now are doing this. So like, did you just allow yourself to just be free in how life panned out for you? Or were you just like, okay, this didn't work and now I know I have to do this, that, and the other?
So my superpower is relentlessness. So I'm, my claim to fame is that I never feel the best at anything, the prettiest, the tallest, but I feel like I can outwork you. It's the Jamaican in me. And so I think that a lot of the stuff I do, what I realize, it's like I tell my kids, I'm not going to decide what you do, but I get to decide how you do it. And so that's what I think happened. I mean, I was, growing up in Toronto, just like, everybody else. And Toronto's an interesting place because there's no super, super, super poor, but everybody's an immigrant. Everybody's grinding. And so you don't really have much. And so, I thought I was going to be a rapper. I thought my stage name was Rebel Kim. I was going half Rakim, half Busta, but then, and the guys that raised me, they really raised me. They're all 10 years older than me. So it was all the production, my producer, AR, manager. I'm hanging with these cats and I'm like 15, 14, and these guys are 25, which that's a big age difference. I'm going to clubs with them. I'm doing shows with them. But then, it just kind of, I didn't get signed. I was close to getting signed by Arista. Then they kind of bailed on me because it's like, it's a Toronto act. This is pre-Drake, pre-Weekend, pre all these guys. And then I was playing basketball at the same time. Then I kind of was like, well, I want to play basketball when I'm short. So I kind of dove into that, ended up playing in college. And then I played basketball relentlessly. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it was like, this is not going to be a profession. Like I'm not. And so I went into medicine, but it wasn't like, those people are like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor at 4. And that wasn't me. Like, I was just like, okay, I like sciences. They're cool. So I like watching Star Trek.
Yeah. But you didn't know that it was going to lead you to this.
No, this whole CEO stuff is all brand new. Like it's all just like, again, any role my mantra to myself is anything I do, I'm going to just do it to death. So that has kind of served me well, every position I've been in. And I never say no. So if somebody says, like, if you call me and say, Moo, let's go build a hospital. I'm just like, I'll be out there.
We can do it.
Yeah, I'll be out there with some hammers.
Well, Moo,
let's build. No, but seriously, I just try to do everything. And, and Melissa knows this about me too. Like I won't say no because I want to try to get it done and try to do it. So that's.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. So, and I think that probably, and that's what I write about in the book. Like, I think that goes over so well. I mean, when you're talented, it's great, but we know people with talent that underachieve.
Yep.
But when you don't have the talent or you're a little short on the talent, I think it drives you even more.
Yeah. Well, so I see the book sitting here.
Yes, I'm going to sign a copy for you.
Yep, I want that because my book is over there.
Oh, yeah.
But
we need
less than 1%.
Yeah.
Tell me what, like the gist of what this is. Because I'm going to read it as soon as I get home or maybe on the airplane.
Yeah. So it's not about me, but the first chapter starts with me getting coached by a professional coach.
Okay.
And I was in a middle management position. And he was like, you got to think a career. And I'm like, I don't think a career. Wherever I'm at is where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. And I was in this middle management job. And then he said, he tried to push me. And he said, well, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't want to do anything. But just play along. I said, okay. I kind of like the CEO thing. I think that's kind of like a point guard, make other people successful, kind of drive inspiration, drive impact across and lead a team. He's like, there's no way. And now I'm pissed because you made me go through it.
Right.
I didn't want to do it. And I said, well, no way. Like, what are the chances? And so he said, less than 1%. So I hold grudges and I named the book Less Than 1%. But the book isn't about my story. It basically now goes into a lot of detail. I talk about Steph Curry. I talk about Surya Bonali, who I put up on the screen.
Yes. I didn't know her name, but I had actually recently just seen her skating. I was telling Melissa before she had done that backflip. I was like, this is the woman who got played on the ice. No one ever done that before. Yeah. And like you said, she didn't get the credit or recognition for it because she was a Black woman in a sport where no one had ever tried anything like that.
And so how much more greatness would there be in the world if we didn't try to pick winners and losers before the races even run? Why is he telling me as my coach? He should say, oh, CEO, go for it.
Right.
But he's already put me in a box.
Yep.
He's already made me into something that he doesn't even know that I am. So I wanted to write about that, try to use data, try to use references to say, listen, stop putting people in boxes. Let's run the race. Like, let's see what happens. Let's see who comes first.
Yeah.
You might be surprised. So
that's a lot of projection, though, too, that I realize that people do. And I'm like, well, you may not feel like you can run the race. I'm going to grab the baton. Okay, we'll finish it. Right. You know what I mean?
I may not come first, but I'm finished.
That's it.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Yeah. So that's kind of my. So then even the podcast, I wrote the book and that did well. I mean, I didn't obviously. Oprah. Come on, man. Where you at?
Oprah.
Come on, Oprah. But then I wanted to do the podcast because there were all these people. Like, you talk to somebody and they're like I talked to LaDaney, is like, hey, that's my story. I talked to Marty. Marty's like, that's my story.
It's my story too.
Yeah, it's everybody has that feeling like they didn't get an opportunity to, be able to strive for what they wanted. So that's. So it's been great.
Well, not even only in entertainment has that happened to me, but also I remember I was doing an intern here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Yeah. And I remember this one lady, I was interning, doing my medical interns. And I remember she was so nasty to me. She was trying to get me kicked out of the program. And I was like, oh my goodness. It was almost like because I came in and I didn't care about failing. I didn't care if I messed up. I didn't care if I was going to make mistakes. She was like, do you want to scan? And I'm like, I do. Yeah. I want to go in there. And it almost pissed her off, which is so weird. And so it got to a point where she would antagonize me. And I was sharing this with people because I was like, you a real interesting one. I'm afraid you're going to literally try to get me kicked out of my program. Which she ended up, fast forward, getting me kicked out of the hospital, right? Because she lied on me, and thank God I had all these witnesses and they brought me back. But then she told me, she's like, you're just not afraid, are you? This old white woman, you're just not afraid, are you? I was like, no, I'm not. And like,
what's she gonna do?
And I'm like, the only person that I fear is God. And when I tell you, she looked at me, rolled her eyes, and didn't talk to me for the rest of the time. Please don't. Let me finish out my job.
Right.
I don't know why, because you see that I'm excelling and I'm young and I'm thriving, why this would be a threat. But there are people out here who are really like that, who will try to hinder you, that will try to stop you, who will try to tell you that you are not good enough, that you are not great enough. And if you really listen to that, it could really destroy you.
Direction.
Yeah.
Do you hold grudges?
I know. I tend to really let things go.
You do?
Yeah. For the most part.
I need help with that.
I really do. And Melissa and I were just talking about this on the airplane. She was like, how do you let things go? Because you're really good at this. And I'm like, she's like, why do you don't, she says, I don't care, right? Which I do. She says, I think that you need to get tested for testosterone because she thinks that I have testosterone. And so we were trying to find physicians here, funnily, who we could ask if they could testosterone test me because she thinks that I'm not, I'm not. We just feminine enough.
Yeah, no, that.
But I have emotions. I've gotten to a place in my life. I've had a very hard life.
Yeah,
and I'm at a point where I just want peace.
I think holding grudges. I mean, it does take up space, right? In your mind.
Does.
I struggle with it. I remember I remember names, like every name of anybody who slighted me. I mean,
No, but you got to let them be, because you got to understand that certain people, we have all been there. We haven't probably always been the nicest people. I'm sure you can attest. You weren't always the best, greatest friend and all the things.
No.
And you would have wanted someone to extend that grace to you. I know that I would. And so when people are nasty towards me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to say my piece. I'm going to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
But I still love you regardless. I'm still going to operate from a space of love.
First therapy session.
Yeah. Done. I'm not here to... Although there are days when I feel like that, and then I'm like, no, what good is that going to do for me in my life? And what good is that going to do for you?
So you told me about the hardest moment of your life.
Yep.
Tell me about the best moment of your life.
Having my children.
Awesome.
Creating purpose. Someone asked me that downstairs.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I would be who I am right now if it hadn't been for my kids. I was a hoot, hoot, hoot. Okay? A hoot. I'm gonna just be honest. I got into trouble. I was a curious kid. I wanted to experience things. Yeah. If it wasn't for my kids, I don't think that I would have.
So they ground you.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And they bring me back to life. Like, I am a risk taker. I will do things that probably I should have died about a few times in my life. So I have made decisions now where I'm like, no, Mega and I may. No, Mega and I may,
Yeah.
So,
and what are their names?
Mega and I may.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that name.
Yeah. So my purpose.
How old?
My son is 11.
Nice.
My daughter will be 10 March 7th, August 7th and March 7th.
Okay.
I said, okay.
And what are they into?
My son is a boy's boy.
Okay.
And my daughter is a girl's girl. Some days I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Very different, but she's very much so dancing, makeup, all the girlish things.
Are you going to use your lessons to force them to take directions?
Not force them, but definitely allow them to choose what kind of life they want to live. I think it's important that I know that my mom, she's Asian. And so she was very private about a lot of the things that she experienced. But I wish that she would have been more open, because I think it would have hindered a lot of the mistakes that I've made in my life had she had been open and been like, hey, don't. So I don't want to operate from that space. I want to talk to my kids about drugs and sex and things that I feel are uncomfortable conversations, because I need them to feel safe with me first before they go into a world that does not give a damn about them. And I mean that.
That's awesome.
So it's about pouring into your children. It starts at home.
Yeah.
And so I'm their biggest cheerleader. I want them to be great out here, and I want them to know what they have inside of them that exists when I no longer am here.
Awesome.
So
what do you want to leave the viewers with, the people who are out there who are, going to this podcast because they feel like they're less than 1%ers. You're feel not underestimated.
Yeah, and continue to allow people to underestimate you. Let that be your driving force, your fuel to get up every day to do exactly what you know you can do, because only you know what you can do. And show a level of gratitude for waking up every day. Every day you have a choice. You get to choose how you may want to change things, do things a little bit differently, or maybe operate the same. But every day is a new day to really strive to become the best you. When everybody is saying that you cannot do it, you can do it. You can do whatever you put yourself and your mind to doing. I truly believe that God has given us the tools, and we just have to tap into it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. Yeah. I know that you've spent a lot of time with us today. Thank you so much.
I did. It was fun. Let's do it again.
I do, for the record, want to say that Apryl is the only one who's come on this show and interviewed me, given me therapy, and shut me up.
Woo, 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 woo. Well, I mean, I care. Yeah. I think you're great. And I hope that I could be a part of Brilliance moving forward. However you need me, whatever you need from me in your this world, I am willing to be a part of. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You made my day. I want to sign a book for you, though.
Yep.
I want to sign a book for you.
Yep.
You have one over there?
Yeah.
This one?
I don't know. This one just felt special.
Thank you.